Millions of illegal immigrants that pour over the US-Mexico border grew to be one of the largest issues in American society that further split apart the political world. For months, the fight in Congress over a new border security bill led to major delays in providing Ukraine and Israel with new military aid packages. Over the last week, the United States border crises escalated even further. Right now, the situation has grown out of control. Last week, Texas decided to take matters into its own hands by deploying its National Guard, creating a special detention zone for processing undocumented immigrants in the middle of a park in Eagle Pass City. The Texas border town is in a 115-mile swath of North America, and the roughly 50 acres of parkland in Eagle Pass extends to the banks of the Rio Grande. To prevent people from crossing the park zone, Abbott ordered the building of a fence around the perimeter and stated that no federal border agents would be allowed to enter. Additionally, a new Texas law is set to take effect in March. It would allow the state to arrest undocumented immigrants and give power to state judges to deport them from the country. While the intention is to ensure the protection of border integrity, such a law would overstep the federal government's authority over immigration. Shortly after the fence went up, the Justice Department asked the U.S. Supreme Court to order Texas to allow Border Patrol agents back into Shelby Park. Texas Governor Abbott refused to comply with the orders from the White House. The justification for taking such action in the minds of Texas politicians comes from a belief that the Biden administration is not doing nearly enough to secure the borders of the country. Thus, they believe that it is up to them to ensure that proper measures are being taken. What followed the building of a razor fence was a tragedy on a Rio Grande river. A mother and her 2 children tried to cross the river from the Mexican side. They drowned before reaching the desired American soil. Some reports suggest the Border Patrol agents had a chance to save the family, however, were physically barred from entering the park by Texas National Guard forces. On the other side of the story, the Justice Department acknowledged in a legal filing Monday that the migrants died before Border Patrol agents tried gaining access to Shelby Park. Nonetheless, the Rio Grande incident sparked media and federal attention. For the first time in nearly 70 years, a state governor is defying the authority of the federal government not just in words, but with the implication of force. 25 Republican states have already stated their support for Abbott's actions. Republicans believe the Biden administration is not doing enough to prevent illegal crossings into the U.S. and have taken aggressive and potentially dangerous measures to do so in its place. However, the only chance to legally justify such measures can happen if Texas can show that the federal government has completely abdicated its constitutional responsibility to regulate immigration. In the meantime, on the side of the Democrats, some politicians urge President Biden to exercise his authority and federalize the Texas National Guard if Abbott continues to defy the Supreme Court ruling. Currently, Texas National Guard troops are operating under Title 32, which means they fall under the command of the Texas governor as their commander-in-chief. Biden is within his power to federalize the Texas National Guard in accordance with Title 10 of the U.S. Code, which would mean the state's troops would be under direct orders of the president. Videos of volunteer militias from at least 25 states began surfacing in the media. The announced goal is to support the Texas National Guard. The lack of action and political will from Biden's administration led to these dire circumstances. Biden failed to acknowledge the whole seriousness of the situation and allowed the Texas border to become a total mess. American society continues to further split apart. Trumpist MAGA movement feeds off such issues and only wishes for Biden to escalate the situation even further.